Okay, this is one of my favorite places where there's a crosswalk here, and I always almost hit somebody here because I'm just not ready to stop and not ready to think about it. And the Tesla does such a great job stopping here. So this is now a red light because someone wanted to cross. It's on demand. Boom, and I have to say, okay, that I'm good with it also. So the Tesla decides that it's good. You have to say you're also good to get across the intersection. Let's see what it does up in this one here. This is a blinking yellow light, which is just a caution, right? Caution for probably a crosswalk. I can't remember. But let's see what it does. So you get up there. It's got the blinking orange. Yeah, and it says, look on here. Look, it puts a red line there. It says, are you sure you're okay? And I say, yes, I'm okay. And it goes across it. Wonderful robot. Good job, Tesla baby. Like a little doggy. So let's see what else we got. Here we just got some basic, you can show the road. It's basically got some nice stuff going around here and there. I learned that actually I probably didn't drive in the center, you know what I mean? Because you see what the Tesla's doing and kind of like, yeah, that's probably the center, but it's much closer to the oncoming traffic than what I would have done. It makes me realize I was probably just a little gun shy of that oncoming traffic, and I was always kind of, you know, going away from it to get myself off center, to the point of being off center. So that's it. Here we go. We gotta turn now, so you gotta get out. To get out of the system, boom, you're out of autopilot, you're out of auto steer, because you gotta do some turning. That's it. Okay, so now we're gonna do some of this on Navigate, Autopilot on Navigate. So we have the blue line there. So we're doing, you know, lane keeping and speed and everything, but based on the map here. But you see, right when we go in the tunnel, it loses the navigation thing probably because of GPS. But this whole part of the robot is working perfectly. Yeah, it's really nice. It does the lane changing, very, very nice. You know, based on our speed, selected speed. There's a truck right next to us is doing good. But here we are in the left lane. Probably come back to the right lane in a minute. When it chooses to make a lane change, it does request that we confirm that. So this is the EU. It's a little more conservative probably than the USA or some other exit also. You know, so it's doing pretty good. My general feeling is it's like having a student driver in the car. So it does a great job. It does take a lot of the stress out of driving. Because, you know, the lane keeping and then the whole business of keeping the distance from the car in front of you or handling stop signs and red lights. It does a great job with that. But you do need to keep your eye on it, you know, just like any student driver. Okay, here we are on Autopilot with Navigate on Autopilot, and we're looking for an exit, which is in 500 meters. Let's see if the car can take the exit. Definitely a student driver. You can keep my hands, you know, on the wheel, even though it's doing the driving here, and see how it does. Ready to hit the brake if we need to. But here's the exits. Let's see what it does. It's slowing down a little bit. Does a good job. Right. Okay, and staying right in the center, doing nicely. And then, you know, I'm a very slow driver, but let's see.
Left to take B92 towards
okay.
Klagenfurt.
Broke to 50 is good for the exit. Why not? So I'm gonna say it did good, but a lot like a student. I mean, not like a pro driver, but it did good. Took the exit. It's doing nice turning here. What is it upset about? Auto steer limited. Okay. But it's doing good. And here we have a roundabout, which doesn't work yet in Europe, so we'll definitely have to take over there. But I'll let it go. It's turning here, 39 kilometers per hour, doing nicely. It's kind of getting into the, probably did good.
The roundabout.
Did good. Autopilot navigation complete, it says. You know, so, and here it is at a roundabout, has no idea what to do. So it has a red line. That's interesting. That's when you have to hit go like that, and it's definitely confused here, so we'll just take over from it. But that was an interesting example where it shows the red line. That red line means that, you know, it needs a confirmation. So we'll see that when, let's get to some stop signs and stuff, and you see when you need that confirmation thing. Okay, so now we'll do the same auto driving here, autopilot. Not on navigation. So here in Europe, the autopilot on navigation doesn't work within the cities. It only works on the highways. So one thing you're noticing, see these reds here? It is getting a little close on the right side, so definitely want to... Now take a look on the road here. See, it's a turning lane here, and is it going to know what to do? No, and it just kind of freaks out. Okay, so didn't get that right. But that's all. Now this is what I wanted to show. See how there's a red line there? So get back in that. We got out of autopilot entirely. Well, it's a red light now. But the point is, when you get to a red light, you have to agree, or a green light. When you get to a green light, I mean, when the red light turns green, you have to agree to go across the intersection. So right now we're on red light. We're out of autopilot. It won't go into autopilot. Auto steers, temporary unavailable. So we'll get into auto steer as soon as we get across this intersection. And then you can see how it works. I really like it, how it works when you get to intersections. So the idea is that it'll go across the green intersection, does very good to understand, much better than me, to understand when there's what they call Zebrastreifen in German. But basically it's where crosswalks, you know, when they have the crosswalks where people can, where there's no light and people might just wait there. It knows those things. And where I would just go across there and almost hit somebody that actually wanted to go across, which I didn't just notice, it always notices when somebody's there. So let's take a look at how this works. Here we go in the green. I'm gonna try to get back into auto steer, I guess it's called. It's part of the autopilot. We're not going into it. There it goes. So now it's back into it, not touching anything. Just keep my hand here, 50 kilometers per hour. So what it thinks, what I think is correct, is the speed. Let's see how it does. Just not right here, we're just basically seeing how it steers. It's doing the speed and the steering now. So here's one of these crosswalks, but there was nobody there. Now here's one of these things, it's a bus thing. Will it know to come over a little bit? Yes, it's basically doing it okay. Yeah, it did okay there. Here's someone has to steer around here, don't hit the curb. Yeah, it did pretty good. And it's okay, now see, boom, red light, green. See, so it said, hey, wait a minute, I need you to be sure you want to go across this, even if it knows it's green. So here, see, look, here's a red light, and it's gonna put a red line there. The red line, I really like this feature. It's the idea is that not only is it a red light, but there's a red line. The red line means that we need your agreement. So it's green, and I get the agreement by going down here. Do you see how I did that? Just down here. And then it knows I'm not touching the gas. It knows, okay, it's okay to go across this intersection. So it's just like a little, you know, extra. It's asking the human to, you know, do a little bit of extra safety, extra validation that it's safe to go across the intersection.
In 200
so
meters,
this is hard for
turn
here
right
because there's
onto
no
South
lines,
Victory.
there's no center line, but it's doing okay here. And we're about to come up to another light so we can see this feature. So it's doing good, slowing down, sees that car there.
Now turn right onto St. Vitry.
And see, look at this, green light, but red line. Okay, actually we just missed the green light, but still red line. So that's all I wanted to show there. I like that robot feature. It really is like a driving helper robot right now. It's not the full driver robot, but it's making wonderful steps to get there. I think Elon did totally the right thing with going with just cameras, a little bit of ultrasonic, I guess. I don't know how that works, but really focusing on cameras because it's gonna be more flexible. You know, in software development, we want to stay flexible. You know, no hard coding, and GPS ends up being hard coding because with GPS, you know, it can be out of date, but the photos are always right. And when we try to model this robot to work like a human, you ask yourself, well, how did you know it was safe? You know, how did you know? And I think almost always the answer is it's what I saw. You know, so good job, Elon. Focus on the cameras. We'll get it right. Just take some time. And I think that's pretty much it. Let's take a look at this. So it's about to go green. The sea goes green, but the line is still red. It go like that. Boom, the line goes green. And it goes by itself. Now it's gonna go right off in the middle of the intersection and it's gonna fuck up with that. So basically get us over here, you know. So there we go. Okay, I think that's it, yeah?